Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedras Yisro. I'd like to tell you a story of a man named Yisro who came to the Kotel one Shabbat Yisro. Yisro spotted him out of the corner of his eye. He had heard that if you arrived at the Kotel early enough on Shabbat morning, you had a chance to see Rav Nevinsal, the Rav of the old city and the famous posek, the halachic decider of Yeshivat HaKotel. He had also heard that the Rav was extremely approachable and would answer any type of question from any type of person, no matter how simple or complex the question was. As the worshippers at the Kotel took the Torah out of the Aron, Yisrael spotted Rav Nevinsal shuffling over so he could hear better, and wondered which of his many problems and questions would he ask the Rav about. Yisrael opened up his Chumash to Sedra Yisro, this week's Sedra, and listened attentively as the reader called out the Sedra. Yisrael was particularly drawn to the conversation between Moshe Rabbeinu and his father-in-law Yisro. Yisro had appeared on the scene only recently and immediately began offering advice to his son-in-law on how he could do a better job. Hashem recorded that Yisro watched as Moshe sat down to judge the people, and the people stood before Moshe from morning until late evening. When Moshe's father-in-law saw what was happening with all the people and everybody standing around and waiting, he said, "What's this thing that you are doing, Moshe? Why are you doing this to the people? Why do you sit by yourself while the people stand from morning until night?" Moshe responded to Yisro, "The people come to me to seek God." Yisrael was confused. What did Moshe mean that the people came to him to seek God? Didn't they come to have their disputes adjudicated? Our scholars were troubled by Yisrael's question as well, and they offered many suggestions and many different answers. Some explained that there is no greater seeking of God than seeking of justice, and while others explained that in declaring a verdict, Moshe was clarifying the Torah itself, and through a clear understanding of Torah, one can understand God. While others understood that seeking out God means that Moshe had them pray on their behalf because of their troubles. Yisrael was troubled by this last interpretation. Why would the Jews have gone to Moshe to have him pray for them? The Torah abhors the idea of any intermediary, and especially a special group of leaders as intermediaries. The Torah, all individuals have just as much privilege and just as much opportunity and obligation as their fellow to pray. Yisrael saw that the Meiri was quoted in his Chumash and was bothered by the same idea, and he said, the Meiri explained that Jews don't go to a Talmid Chacham or to a scholar to pray for them, but rather for instruction on how to best pray for themselves. As scholars, our leaders don't act as intermediaries, they act as teachers, instructing Jews on how better to connect to God. Yisrael used this lesson to understand that the role of Rav Nevinsal could play in his life. He understood that the Rav was there to teach him and provide him clarity on his relationship to God. Rav Nevinsal would do this by teaching him true ideas, clarifying his misconceptions, and helping him understand how to best pray to God. With this new clarity, Yisrael excitedly approached the Rav to seek answers to his many questions and issues. Shabbat Shalom.